Say hi to me. Hi, good morning. Here's Dad.
Dana Garber thought a trip with her family to the Endangered Ark Foundation in Hugo, Oklahoma would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get close with the world's largest living land animals.
It was my youngest son's birthday. It seemed something we could do as a family.
He's coming to bring breakfast to Pops and Mary.
The foundation advertises itself as a sanctuary for retired circus elephants. The elephants here are the star attraction.
I was under the impression that this was a good place for these elephants to live out their lives after their circus life.
The morning started with elephants accompanied by their handlers, greeting the family by bringing them breakfast.
Is that so incredibly cool?
We were encouraged to pet them. We were encouraged to go up to them.
But Dana says the day eventually turned to horror. She says she took photos as an elephant grabbed her father-in-law with its trunk. Her husband distracted the elephant with graham crackers so it would let him go. But then, Dana says that elephant grabbed her as she tried to walk past it.
I can tell you that it felt like an anaconda. I was being squished and held very tightly. After the elephant grabbed me and kind of swung me and thrust me to the ground.
Dana ended up in the hospital. She says her injuries were so severe that it required multiple surgeries on her leg. She's not alone in saying she was injured by an exotic animal at a public attraction. Caught on camera, dangerous moments from people getting too close to exotic animals. Experiences that seem benign. A visit to a traveling circus, birthday parties could be risky. ABC News reviewed government records, lawsuits, and local reports to find at least 150 people over the past 10 years who have claimed that they were injured during exotic animal encounters in the United States.
Physical interaction with animals, it needs to be very carefully monitored to ensure that we're not just creating opportunities for people to exploit those interactions.
Tonight, animal advocates calling for change, pointing to years of undercover videos they say reveal the need for stronger regulations to keep both animals and people safe.
Wild animals are not lap animals. Taking selfies with animals, getting too close in national parks, it traumatizes the animal, and many times it injures the person.
Dana says after the elephant threw her on the ground, the staffers rushed over to help.
I think at that point, everybody was thinking, she probably just hurt her knee.
But as time passed, her husband, a doctor, became increasingly concerned.
He said I wasn't speaking coherently. At that point, she decided we have to get her immediately to the emergency room.
At the hospital, she was shocked to find out the extent of her injuries.
My husband, being a radiologist, had gone and he was looking at the scan. And I do remember him walking in and he said, "Dana, it's really, really bad." My knee had a lateral and a medial tibial plateau crush injury, that along with the head injury.
Dana says it has taken almost 2 years for her to regain function of her leg. As she was trying to sort out some of her medical bills, she says she reached out to Endangered Ark Foundation to get in touch with their insurance company and says she was shocked by the message the company left on her phone.
Hi, this message is for Dana. I understand that you fell at the location.
All kinds of hairs stood up on the back of my neck. There is absolutely no way that you can get the kind of injury I sustained just by falling.
Dana eventually filed a lawsuit, which they settled out of court without any admission of wrongdoing by the Endangered Ark Foundation. They told ABC News that they strongly refute all allegations, saying that the family of Ms. Garber continued to enjoy a full day at the foundation after the alleged incident. Since her ordeal, Dana says she's discovered that some of the elephants at the sanctuary aren't retired at all and are still performing under a license for a circus called Carson & Barnes.
For over 8 decades, Carson & Barnes Circus has been entertaining America.
In advertisements, they boast about their elephants.
The Carson & Barnes Asian Elephants.
Carson & Barnes did not respond to ABC News' request for comment. The founders of Carson & Barnes opened up the Endangered Ark Foundation in 1993. The foundation, seen here in Oklahoma State tourism videos, says it serves as a retirement ranch for circus elephants.
I was under the impression that this was a true reserve and that these elephants were retired elephants that we would be seeing.
But one of those elephants, Viola, went viral earlier this year after running loose in traffic in Butte, Montana.
Oh my God.
She was still performing with a traveling circus. The Endangered Ark Foundation is one of at least 900 facilities in the United States that offers human interactions with wild or exotic animals as part of their business. Some of the most concerning of these kinds of places, critics say, are known as roadside zoos, which are small zoos that are not accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. They say that many have a bad track record in their treatment of animals. Several came on our radar 4 years ago with the enormous Netflix hit Tiger King and its cast of exotic characters.
This is my way of living, and nobody's going to tell me any otherwise.
Kitty Block is the CEO of the Humane Society of the United States, which investigated Joe Exotic's roadside zoo years before Tiger King ran. She says that her organization often steps in to investigate these facilities because the federal agency charged with oversight, the USDA, is either too slow or does too little to act.
They don't want to walk, pop him in the ass and make him walk.
The TV series Tiger King ultimately helped put an end to the business it portrayed. With the Big Cat Act passing in 2022, the law prohibits public contact with big cats and the new breeding of cubs for private possession.
What's been the biggest impact on roadside zoos after the Big Cat Act?
What's happened is, because these are all about profit, they're just moving to other animals now.
The Humane Society points to Tiger Safari in Tuttle, Oklahoma as an example. They first recorded undercover footage there in 2014. After which, the USDA filed a complaint and fined the zoo $15,000. At the time, the founder, Bill Meadows, told local news outlets that his park was one of the cleanest in the state and that the animals were well taken care of. He said the negative publicity came because the Humane Society wanted to cut out private zoo ownership and that his zoo had corrected the USDA citations. 7 years later, in 2021, the Humane Society went back, only to find that the facility had moved on to promoting interactions with other animals like otter cubs. The USDA citing them again for causing unnecessary discomfort. In all, the USDA has cited Tiger Safari at least 90 times in the past 10 years for issues like inadequate vet care and unsanitary conditions. Tiger Safari did not respond to ABC News' request for comment.
Why would the USDA allow this to continue happening?
The USDA is not even enforcing the meager standards that are there. They are stretched too thin.
The USDA told ABC News in part that they take enforcement of the federal law seriously and they work with facilities to ensure they comply. The agency said that if a facility is consistently unable to achieve compliance, that they are referred for investigation to determine if enforcement action like license suspension and revocations are appropriate.
Under the previous administration, enforcement was at pretty much zero.
Too often, advocates say it's been left up to their groups to bring awareness and work to shut these places down, like the Special Memories Zoo in Wisconsin, which the Animal Legal Defense Fund sued in 2020.
The Special Memories Zoo was a house of horrors.
A month after filing the lawsuit, Special Memories announced it would close and begin transferring animals to different facilities. Then, a fire broke out that would reveal a shocking portrait of neglect. Police dispatched to the property.
These animals have been dead a while, right?
Their body cameras capturing a grim scene.
There's no way this is from the fire.
Animals that had starved to death before the flames erupted. While animal advocates sound the alarm about these roadside zoos, they say there is still a way to enjoy wild animals from afar at places that are accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums.
They take a holistic look at the facility. It's not just the standards, it's the enforcement of those standards.
Here at the Smithsonian Zoo, which is accredited, they have a strict no-touch policy with their Asian elephants.
We do not encourage our guests to touch and try to touch or interact with them. When we are up close to interact with the elephants, that involves a trained staff, and we do so in a structured manner to make sure that people are safe and the elephants are safe.
Dana believes this is the right policy. While her healing journey continues, she hopes her experience serves as a warning to others.
I could have died. I don't want that to happen to someone else's family. This is going to be with me forever. I will never be able to fully move on from this.